We are in the middle of paragraph 41 today, which is Christ's authority over nature. And I believe we are on question number 113, which is list of 4 partners working together in the fishing business. All right, so we'll give 4 people a chance to give us a partner here. Joel will give us one.
Andrew.
Okay, there's Andrew, Simon, James,
Peter, John.
and John. If you put Simon, Peter as 2 different people, you have to cross one of them off. It's one person. All right, Simon and Andrew, James,
God bless
and
you.
John, both sons of Zebedee. Give 4 easy points there. Any question? Number 114, what did Jesus mean by, I will make you fishers of men? What did he mean by that? Noel?
Nothing be evangelist.
Okay. And what does that mean, Luke?
I put he would be preaching the truth about Jesus.
Okay, so they'd be preaching the truth about Jesus. Any other ways you put it?
Making
Nate?
them disciples.
What does that have to do with being fishers of men?
Like,
Disciple means following him. So how's that a fisher of men? I mean, that's involved in it, but that doesn't address that particular phrase, fishers of men. Any others? Sean, keep your hands to yourself.
Yes, sir.
Any other expressions that you have? Basically, you say they're taking the message of Jesus to the lost, winning people to Christ, things like that. And number 115, what did these 4 partners do in response to Jesus' call? What did they do? Griff?
They left and followed him.
Right. They left what they were doing and followed him. Any question about your answer? Next one is, how did they do so? Using the adverb. So I'll remember what an adverb is. Jonas?
immediately.
Immediately. Right. They left immediately. By the way, if you study the Gospel of Mark, you'll find that word immediately happening quite a few times. Any question on 116? All right, paragraph 42 is Christ's authority over demons. We've seen his authority over nature, now his authority over demons. And that's in Mark 1, 21 to 28, Luke 4, 31 to 37. So it tells us that they are going now into Capernaum, and on the Sabbath, Jesus entered the synagogue and was teaching in the synagogue. We've already studied about that. We know what's going on there. And it says that basically the people in the synagogue were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one who had authority and not as the scribes. So question number 117, what does Mark 1:22 tell you about what the people were used to hearing? They were astonished at what Jesus was doing. What were they used to hearing? Emma?
Teachers who didn't have authority.
Speak louder, please.
Teachers who didn't have authority.
Okay, teachers who didn't have authority. What would that mean exactly? Anybody know? Unless you looked this up, you probably wouldn't know exactly what that was. But at that time, people who were rabbis, people who were teachers and had those following them, never said what they thought about something unless they quoted somebody else. So in other words, they never taught with their own authority. It was always on the basis of what somebody else said. They're always quoting other people. Jesus didn't quote anybody. He just said, here's the way it is. And they said, whoa, that's unusual. We never hear anybody teaching that way. All right, everybody understand? Got it? Well, the answer Emma gave is fine. Anybody else? Luke?
I put the teachers of the synagogue taught what others taught in the past.
Right.
And Jesus taught with authority.
Right, that's exactly it. Any others? All right, so while he's in the synagogue, according to Luke, there's a man who had an unclean spirit crying out. And number 118, you were to list 5 things you observe about the demon. Okay, give me one, Sam.
Fearful of God?
He was fearful of God. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Jesus, particularly here. Jonas, another one?
He could tell that Jesus was God.
All right, he could tell that Jesus was God. He knew Jesus was God. He recognized them. Okay, what else, Joel?
It was deceitful.
Why do you say that?
I don't have the verse out, but there's so many verses on that.
Well, I'll read you what it says here. The spirit of the unclean demon cried out with a loud voice, "Ha! What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God."
And he's trying to just deceive them, like making Jesus look like a bad person by saying, trying to destroy.
No, because that's what he knew Jesus would do someday. Jesus is going to destroy demons, as they and Satan are going to be thrown in the lake of fire. So he knew what was coming. All right. Any other? What else? We only have two so far. What other observations do you have about the demons, Luke?
Was loud. Loud.
He was loud. Yeah, he cried with a loud voice. How many had he was loud? That's a good observation. What else? Jordan, do you have anything else?
It did no harm to the man.
It did no harm to him?
Mhm.
Well, why do you say that?
I read that in the verse.
It says when the demon had thrown him down in their midst, he came out of him, and that's after Jesus said, "Come out." Let's see, Mark says, unclean spirit convulsing him. I don't see that he did not do harm to him. It sounds like he did do harm to him. Because he made him convulse and he threw him down.
In the Luke passage, Jesus says he came out of him having done no harm.
Oh, I see. Okay. At that point, okay, all right, I see where you got that. All right, when he left, he didn't do any more harm, but he was doing him harm before. Okay, and so you could have put that he was causing harm to the person beforehand. Brenna?
He had to listen to the power of Christ.
All right, he had to listen to Jesus. Jesus had authority over him. What else? Luke?
Came out of the man.
All right, that's sort of that he listened to Jesus, but also the fact that he could come out, so he left the man. All right, what else? Is that it? Luke?
I put he cried out.
All right. Anything else?
I
Luke?
also put he was like convulsing, like when.
Yeah, so it sounds like he was convulsing the person. So that means the person was shaking, having what would be like a seizure. Anything else? You got all your 5? Okay, 5 points for number 118. Number 119, what 2 things about Jesus amazed the people? What were the 2 things? Give me one, Joel.
He cast the demon out.
All right, first of all, he cast the demon out. He was able to command the unclean spirit, and he was obeyed. What's the other thing that amazed them? John?
That's all I have.
You just had one thing? Sean?
Same.
He says, what 2 things? Did you give up looking?
Yeah.
Lexi?
I had the one with the commanding God as the one and then the other is the second.
Well, that's really saying the same thing. He commands them, they obey. I mean, commanding is not anything that's exciting. It's when they obey him that's the exciting thing. Anybody can command them, but they don't have to listen. But they listen to him. So that's one thing. Anybody have the other one? Jonas?
Spoke with authority.
He spoke with authority. And new teaching with authority. It's right there. So those are the 2. The 2 things that amazed the people were he taught with authority and he commanded the unclean spirits and they obeyed him. All right, 2 points on that. Number, oh, that's the last one. Okay.
Oh.
All There is some more there, but I apparently didn't ask any more questions about it, that his fame spread everywhere. And, boy, I should have asked some questions here about where they went then. Where did they go after they left the synagogue? Or is that in the next part? Oh, it is. Okay, I have verses written down in paragraph 42 that should belong with 43. Okay. All right, let's tally up the number of points we have here, and then we'll work on the assignment for Monday, which is sections 43 to 45. 43 to 45.